Hello bitchlings, and sorry my hair is super frizzy today because it's super cold out here. I'm spending Samhain. Hello everybody. Always have to kind of be sure that nobody's seen on the camera, which is kind of hard sometimes. So today I want to talk about Samhain. If you didn't notice, I'm also going to the shops to get myself food because I need that shit to live. Really cheap? What? Today's video is about Samhain, as I said, and I'm dressed for the occasion. Kinda cool. Anyway. Fuck. My hair is a mess. Don't mind it. Maybe I'm just gonna wear this anyway. Samhain. The day of the cycle ending, the time of basically the veil being thin, when the dead walk among the living. Those are the kind of things that Samhain represents to a witch. It's basically the time of the year when we are the closest to the dead ancestors and the spirits, and the spirit world bleeds into our world. What this means to me is different than what it means to other witches. Probably to me, Samhain is the day to remember your mortality. And to me, it is the day when we remind ourselves that death begins a new cycle. And such as your ancestors dying sometime and you being born, it starts the cycle of life again. And Samhain to me is to remind us that the cycle goes on forever and ever and ever, and to respect that, to respect the life and death as they are, and to respect nature's natural order. And to me, it also represents the cycle of life, because I do believe in soul reincarnation. So to me, Samhain is something that celebrates that, and it is the time when we go out to reminiscence on our dead relatives and kind of like the important people in our life who have been kind of passing on and are starting a new cycle. So to me, I believe in Summerland and reincarnation. I know that not every witch believes in it, but that's my belief. And to me, like, every life that we live is just part of that cycle. And kind of like Samhain to me is the last stage. Like basically in the wheel of the year, it is when trees are dying and we are going into the hibernation of winter time soon. So in that way, it is the dying of the crops, it is the last days of not having like snow on the ground. It is kind of the transitional stage to the kind of like dead part of the year. In the wheel of the year, this is the time when basically the sun god, horned god, dies, I think, if I'm correct. And it's kind of like, again, we start to kind of wait for him to come back basically during springtime and bring everything to life. As we can see, trees are dropping their leaves, and it's rather kind of like the end of the year. And to me, it represents the kind of curling up inside and looking inside of yourself. This is the time that a witch starts a new cycle to kind of hibernate and wonder about the things inside. And a good period for shadow working is always autumn, and because we are transitioning into the kind of less dark phase soon, where there's snow and brightness and everything is white. It's kind of a new start and this kind of peacefulness. But usually autumn is the time of big changes for people, and Samhain to me represents that, the start of new things and the end of a few phases in people's lives. So to me this is about me reminiscing on my old relatives that have died, and Samhain is there to remind us that even though they are dead, their souls are still there, going in a different cycle probably. So in that way Samhain is a very important phase, and it's also good phase for working with the dead if you want to. There is a possibility of working with ancestor energies, uja, communications with the spirits, kind of like necromantic magic is there during this time of the year, shadow work as I said, and there are many other things to do during this time too, but mainly it is about cozying up inside and acknowledging that your loved ones have passed to the other side of the veil to me. And I know that this might be different to some witches, but to me this represents the end of a cycle and a start of a kind of hibernation. As I think that the time of winter is usually the time of hibernation and kind of stagnance, whereas autumn is the boost before that, the end of one cycle and the starting of a new cycle too, in a way. So usually this time of the year brings people many new kind of like challenges in their life that they must overcome during the winter time. So in that way too, Samhain is kind of a very important part in people's lives. It's usually some change that's a big one. So yeah, I hope this was interesting to you guys, and I see you guys in my next video. Bye bitchlings!